This is the original sin, the Collective Intelligence Network. Hello, sinners, my Collective Intelligence Network nodes and agents. My name's Stephen Coupland, and this is the Collective Intelligence Network. Welcome to the channel, and this is a place where I like to talk about SPITS, which is solving problems with individual thoughts. So these are my ideas that I've thought about and have come up with a solution for. Obviously, we are better when all of us solve problems all together, so that's solving problems all together. So what I like people to do is to put their SPITS or their individual thoughts around these topics that I deliver here into what's the comment section, or otherwise known as the spittoon. And then what we'll do is we'll all have a look at that, all of us together, and we'll see if we can't come up with some further insights. Then once we have enough insights in the spittoon, as it were, then we'll cut and paste those, or you can even cut and paste them, and put them into something like ChatGPT, and then get it to find out what it is it sees, what patterns, what trends, what insights, what thoughts, and then the response will be put back into the group for everybody to look at and to assess in terms of whether it's valid or not valid, or inform people even more about what it is that the AIs actually come up with and elevate our thinking. So on today's one, I'd like to talk about something which is really quite popular. It's to do with energy, and it's a passive way of generating energy. And I've long had this thought around something called an Archimedes screw. So an Archimedes screw is effectively what it is a screw, and it's put into a cylinder. And so the idea is that with this cylinder rotating through moving water, for example, that movement would act like a turbine. It'll actually create energy. I believe there was a Japanese engineer who has created a portable one wherein you can, I think it's about 1 meter long, and you can put it in a river and things like that, and it'll actually turn and generate power, which is a great way to be able to deliver power alternatives and options for people in remote areas. And I think that's something that can be incorporated down the track into other regional areas when the Collective Intelligence Network spreads that far and wide, so we can actually incorporate those sort of insights and that sort of knowledge, so that people in those underserved communities can raise their standards. And that's also part of what we're endeavoring to do here at the Collective Intelligence Network, is to provide a system and a methodology where we can help uplift the underserved regions in the world, as in bring up the disparity between the first world and the third world, and try and equalize it so the third world is more at parity to the first world. So back to the thing that I was wanting to talk about with the Archimedes screw. So now imagine a concept wherein what you did was you got a screw mechanism and put it into the main water pipes. So here in Sydney, we've got a place called Warragamba Dam, which supplies the water for Sydney pretty much. And what you could do, because we've actually got massive pipes that the water flows through to service the millions of people who actually live here in Sydney. Don't know the exact number, I lost count. But that said, you can actually have these screws inserted through this massive amount of pipework, and you can get a passive source of energy from something, electrical energy, from something that's being used every day, all the time. The only outlay, obviously, would be the cost of the installation. And taking that a step further as well, even though this hasn't really been tested or proven or put into some sort of research. So, hey, I put that to you guys, my sinners out there, potentially to look at maybe doing this. So when you get this will work obviously in stormwater drains, taking aside the issue of garbage and those sorts of things. You don't want to clog up the network screws, as it were. But they've done this where fish can swim through them, so I'm sure we could come up with something where the rubbish would not be as impacted on these mechanisms. But what I was wanting to say is that when the rain falls on the roof of a house or an apartment block or something like that, and it goes into the gutters, potentially you could install this Archimedes type screw setup system into the downpipes and create more passive energy. So anyway, that's my thoughts for today. So tell me what you think about those sorts of ideas. Put your thoughts into the spittoon, the comments section. We'll see what's spat back, solving the problem all together. and see if we can't do something about this, because as we all know, we have a lot of issues around energy, sustainability, and coming up with new ways to actually be able to do that. And I think this might be a good way to be able to work in that space. So join the network, subscribe, get involved, participate. This church, Cyborg Humans, using reasoning collectively harnessed, is looking for more sinners. So that's my collective intelligence network, nodes and agents. Also have got a website now. It is called Unification, UNIFAIRCATION.com. That's the combination of the word unity and fair and unification. So we're trying to create a world where things are more equitable and resources are more shared amongst people. There's a really big picture idea to this whole collective intelligence network. I don't want to bombard everyone with the details of it. Have currently got a scientific paper in process, and yeah, there's a lot to this. So stay tuned, and I will release more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.